Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. And, wow, this looks close to a bingo, but do I have one? I think I would through an S. I would have Stibnite, but I'm not seeing a 7. And I have duplicate I and duplicate T, and I think that's why, although there are bingo-y tiles, I don't have a bingo here. But it should be fairly straightforward to sort out. I just need to split up the duplicates and play off the B for score. I have bitten on my rack. But I think if opponent changes, bit might be a better play. EINT, quite a good 4-letter set. Although slightly hampered by not having an excess of consonants. So, are there any other 8s apart from Stibnite? And I'm not 100% sure of that. Okay, well, no S. Does a D assist? So I would have the ED ending, not seeing anything. How about the W? No, A. So I have the anti-prefix, anti-bite, not good. Be taint, not a 7. R also looks quite handy. Inter, but interbit not good. F less useful. Any extensions to dwarf? I don't think so. How about a double through the R? No, not seeing one. So, is there anywhere for bit, which was my preferred 3-letter set, the one which leaves the best rack lead? Not seeing such a play. I certainly need to sort out the duplicates. Wow, I'm just looking for a parallel play, but I'm not seeing one which splits up the T's, so I could play Bine. Well, in the absence of a parallel play, I'm minded to play Bittier for 18, slightly dangerous if opponent draws an X. But it's a wide open board. But do I have a double word square play using the F and the B and the T? No, I don't. I'm going with this. Wow, that's why it's nicer to keep 4-letter sets than 1-letter sets. This is pretty grim. I have Finch on my rack. But really there's nothing bingo-y here at all. And extensions to dwarf, probably ING and ISH, which I nearly have. Great, opponent takes out that X danger. Do I have anything which goes in front of UH? My H does, but that doesn't work well in front of a T. So what about a play through this I? Chiv doesn't get doubled. I do have Finch, but then I'm not putting a high-scoring tile on this double-letter square. I certainly need to split up F and V, otherwise I could play Chino. 2 Fs in chiffon. No O for ovonic. So I trail. I think I do play Finch. Yeah. Or do I? What about playing Vino? 32 points, not giving very much away, and C and H go well together. I'm going with this. Well, only one vowel, but it's looking a much nicer rack. And if opponent scores off the V, he will not be scoring very much, so that's not a dangerous play. Row C available for ING bingos. Not a great board for bingos, only 10 points between us. Opponent changes, fantastic. And I actually do have quite a nice play up the top here. Fame for 36. Not a great rack leave, but this gives very little away. Yeah, I am going with this. Great, I draw some vowels. So I do have a balanced rack. But the F is non-bingo-y, so I don't think I have a bingo here. Opponent changed 5, so he could have a bingo, but that would be down to luck. I would be more concerned if he changed 2. So do I have a low probability bingo with this rack? Not too many floaters to consider, and I'm not seeing anything. What about IN? Nice score for opponents. So, what to do here? Tricky. I'd like to play off F and A. So, I can play far here. A and O don't go great together. So this rack leave not bad. 20 points is okay. Yeah, and I'm taking out, well, I'm really replacing one bingo lane with another. So that's fairly neutral. Yeah, I'm going with this. Well, I have Tycoons. Wow, does that play? I don't think it does. But will opponent provide a spot? Wow, what a... Oh, well, Tycoons does play because of ads. And I'm not even opening up column 1. Wow. Will that remain available? County is a 6 on my rack. Tricky to see any alternatives to Tycoons. So few opportunities on this board, and that's slightly dangerous. It means opponent may block me, and he doesn't. Fantastic. So I've now got 2 spots for Tycoons, because Flower takes an S, also takes a Y, but that doesn't work. Does Tycoons have an anagram? I think it's Tycoon, which has the County anagram, but County's not good. What about these floaters? Not seeing anything with the O. How about the U? O-U-S ending. Not seeing anything. How about the R? Consorti, not good. Okay. So, where do I play Tycoons? The Y gets doubled wherever I play it. Let me try this again. So Tycoons for 76, which is more than I would get in row I, and this isn't, well, I say it's not hugely dangerous, but I am providing an X spot, which I would be in row I. I am going with this. Wow, I have Boodles straight out of the bag. That is lucky, and that plays in row F and row I. Of course, opponent could take out both of those spots. But if he doesn't have a bingo, he may be more drawn to this triple word square, bottom middle. And he is. Annoyingly getting 42 points, slightly more than one would like, but that's okay. Anything ending or beginning with Z? No. Boodles for 77. Pretty good. I would have add script through an S. What about the available floaters, and in particular the O? Is there a bingo with this rack plus an O? Gosh, it looks so close, but I'm not seeing one. Wow, fantastic bingo by opponent. Mono germ. Burns a blank, still one to come. And look at this. My lead, only 20 points despite back-to-back bingos. That is sad. How about the U? No. Let me come back to the O. Gosh, it feels so close, but I may be thinking of dioptric, something like that. A and O, as mentioned earlier, aren't great together. What about practid? Don't think so. No. Okay, so any other floaters to consider? The B doesn't look useful. What about the D? Likewise. The U's already considered. The Z, no. Okay, so I need to play a non-bingo word. Sad-eye is good. I don't have anything to go after AW. Wow, this is tricky. XU still available in row N. I need to stop thinking about a bingo. I'm just got this O running around in my mind. Well, what about playing a non-bingo but getting a decent score, 34 points, and increasing my chances of drawing this blank? I'm going with this. Well, I missed the blank, but I've turned over tiles. I have a 60-point lead, and I have a scoring tile in the J, and I've created two hot spots, row D. Well, the A of parodic and the I of parodic. I'm not sure this I is particularly useful for me. What about column? Wow, what a bingo, 70 points. Opponent takes the lead. Gosh, and has he drawn the final blank? Okay, and I have first dibs at this super hot spot, and I'm not seeing anything to go there. So I have jet in column 4. That's not great. 11 minutes on my clock. Ah, well, I've got Jean. Let me see what that looks like. Keeping double T, only one T to come. 38 points is good. Jeet is even better. This is a half decent rack leave, especially with A's and E's. I'm going with this. And I draw the X, but not the U for zoo. So, where can I play my X? Through an S, I would have districts. A play of nicks or ticks would leave a decent rack leave. I do actually lead. Penalised takes a D, so I have an oid ending. Great, just 24 points through that hot spot. So, where am I going to play my X? Just checking that I don't have anything with the U to get it tripled twice, and I don't. Not seeing anything through the J. Wow. Do I have anything in column 11? I don't think I do. Gosh, this is actually a harder rack to deal with than I was expecting. So I do have these X plays in row I, but for only about 20 points. AWT not good, otherwise I could have Dixit. 10 minutes on my clock. It would be so good to have a 30-point X play. Wow, looking at the remaining tiles, the right-hand side is pretty grim. Q, U, V, W. However, the blank is an attraction. What about a play through the U? No. No S's available for districts. I could play Dixie, but it's not good placing an X underneath a double letter square. So what about playing Dixie here? NRT pretty good, although the bingo lanes are limited. I guess column 14 is pretty good. NRT goes well with A and E. 28 points, that's more than I was expecting. I am going with this. Wow, unbelievable. Surely I am bingoing with this rack. I have I have Argents in column 14. What do I have through this T? Gosh, that would need to begin above the T. I thought I had Stranger, but I don't. Now, what about a play through the U? It would need to end U to be a double-double. I don't have that. Row L also available for a bingo ending EN. Wow, I'm not seeing anything apart from column 14. That could be blocked. And it's not blocked. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So Argents gets the G tripled. Is there any reason not to play this? I don't think so. 3 consonants on a trot means this triple word square is useless. The X has gone, so, well, EAUX wouldn't have played anyway because of SU. This is going to give me a bingo's lead on a non-bingo-y board. It's going to empty the bag, so it's non-bingo-y, but it's not absolutely non-bingo-y. I'm slightly in the hands of the gods, but I'm in reasonable shape because with Q, U, V and W still to come, opponents' bingo prospects must be low. Let's find out. What about a bingo beginning with E rather than an A in order to get it to score more? So that would be a double E word, regents and gerents. No, I can't do any better. Wow. Gosh. At first sight, this doesn't look good, but look what opponent's got. He has definitely not got a bingo. So I guess his only hope is if he can get something like a 70-point Q play. I don't think he's going to do that. He's certainly hampered with vowels. So he's got quiet in row L, but the Q doesn't get doubled. So what can I do with... I have an S for penalises, but OKS not good, and I don't have anything to make it work. But it feels good to have the S. So I have eased in column 5. 24 points. I think that's going to be enough to give me the game, but it was all about that pickup of when I had 3 consonants to draw the blank and a vowel was all I needed. 30 points for opponent. He's got ERVW. Is he going out with that? Opponent's good. He's got a higher rating than me and he's good anyway. So he may have found an out. I'm not seeing it. 7 minutes on my clock. Q's no good to either of us. So if I do play eased, is that gifting anything to opponent? Well, the A could be giving him waiver if it was higher, but I'm not seeing anything with the E. Do I have 2 outs with the E? TE and EE? I do. Okay, I think I win whatever happens because this is going to give me 460. Opponent's not going to score 50 with what he's got. So has opponents spotted an out, which I have missed. Now, where's the best spot for my E. I can use this thinking time. 4 points for double E. P and Et, 7. J, E, not good. Lee, 5. Heil, it's not spelt that way round. Yeah, doesn't work. So opponent has taken the P spot, scored 28 points, replaced my P spot with a 6 spot for U. I'm optimistic there's something better. There is. Dixie and Or for 21. I think I can take the rest of the board fairly quickly. Equip, only 16, so Or for 21. And the final score, 423 for my opponent, 489 for me, a winning margin of 66 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. That really took off in the middle. So, here we go. It was my opponent to go first. And he had this rack. Plays Dwarf. My rack, no bingo. And I play Bittier for 18 points. Nitrite. Oh, there was a double-double through the R, retaining the B for 28. That would have been a better play, I think. Wow, poor opponent. This is awful. Plays And now my rack, not much better. And I have Vino for 32, and I like that. Opponent's rack deteriorates, and does he change? He does. So he changed 5 from this rack, I guess keeping, well, either CR, LR or PR. And now my rack, and I have Veeam for 36, that looks fine. Yeah, it looks like opponent kept LR. No bingo, but does have Noily for 33. Now, just 7 points between us, my rack. And I play Far for 20. Yeah, and that looks fine. The N certainly helps this rack leave. Horrible rack for opponent. Wow, but he did have Zol for 41, but awful rack leave. Plays Flower. And now I have Tycoons in 3 spots. Oh, wow. Tycoons plays Make further to the right than I considered, making a Do, Orn, and As. That would have scored 1 more point than where I played it. Yeah, and would have been a better play. Opponent's rack gets 40 points for Z, which he wouldn't have got if I'd played Tycoons elsewhere. But look at this. I have Boodles, playable in rows F and I, and take a 100-point lead, but short-lived because opponent comes back with a fantastic spot of Monogerm and a ton of other bingos, none of which are particularly common. Possibly Frogmen, but that's difficult to see. Now, did I miss something? No, I didn't. Phew. And I played Parodic for 34, and I like that. And opponent bingos here, Penalise for 70, could have got 8 more points, I3 with Cape Line. So again, look at this, just 14 points between us and opponent leading. My rack, oh wow, there was a J play through the I, Gin for 39. I played Jeet for 38, and possibly keeping a better rack leave, so that's not terrible. And I don't think this spot is as dangerous as I originally thought. Not all high-scoring tiles can play next to the I. However, well, there is no however. Opponent plays, I was going to say, well, the K can and the opponent has it, but there isn't a play in this spot which begins on the triple word square like that. So opponent plays Tiger, and this, wow, look at this, we are absolutely dead level with only 11 tiles left. And I have a tricky rack. So I played Dixie for 28, and I like that. This rack leave is pretty good given, Well, given the A's and E's to come, but look at this, only 5 vowels out of 14 tiles, so I think this is one of those occasions where I make a suboptimal play and I draw magnificently, which is not within my control. I suspect a play of Royd, retaining the extra score, retaining the vowel to give myself options would have been a better play. So where would that have been? 11, 10. 10L rather. 10L. Ah, Royd and penalised, of course. I did spot that D hook, so yes, that would have been a better play. Opponent's rack plays car, and now look at this, I draw the blank and an E, which is all I need to get Argents down. And if that had been blocked, K7, there was restrung through the U and Straunge both through this U, so opponent could have blocked all of those bingos with a play through U or O. But he doesn't. I play Argent, so now the bag is empty and opponent is stuffed. So he plays Quip, and I play Eased. I could have played Ease for the same score in row K, making a Quip. Okay, opponent does not have an out, plays Wee, and finally Dixie for 21 is best. So what a game. That was absolutely magnificent fun. We were so close with just 11 tiles in the bag. There was just a few points between us and I had a poor rack, and the entire game turned on drawing well, such that I had the Argents to play. That game really could have gone either way. Scrabble is a mixture of skill and luck, and in the long run skill will determine who are the better players, but in a single game luck certainly does play its role, and certainly it did so in this game. Anyway, fantastic start to the new year. It's January the 1st as I'm recording this, so Happy New Year to all people who watch the videos on my channel. I hope you have a good and fun year ahead of you. So many thanks to my opponent for a magnificent battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.